An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. When you're finished changing, you're finished. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Do not fear mistakes. You will know failure. Continue to reach out. Energy and persistence conquer all things. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Hide not your talents. They for use were made. What's a sundial in the shade? Never leave that till tomorrow, which you can do today. Well done is better than well said. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. You may delay, but time will not. The doors of wisdom are never shut. Employ thy time well, if thou meanest to gain leisure. A penny saved is a penny earned. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. If time be of all things the most precious, wasting time must be the greatest prodigality. Work as if you were to live 100 years. Pray as if you were to die tomorrow. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. Never ruin an apology with an excuse. Speak ill of no man, but speak all the good you know of everybody. He that falls in love with himself will have no rivals. The use of money is all the advantage there is in having it. Wish not so much to live long as to live well. Happiness depends more on the inward disposition of mind than on outward circumstances. If you would be loved, love, and be lovable. He who can have patience can have what he will. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. Lost time is never found again. It takes many good deeds to build a good reputation, and only one bad one to lose it. Honesty is the best policy. He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else. Rather go to bed without dinner than to rise in debt. The noblest question in the world is, what good may I do in it? Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are. Distrust and caution are the parents of security. Keep your eyes wide open before marriage, half shut afterwards. He that lies down with dogs shall rise up with fleas. A place for everything, everything in its place. Being ignorant is not so much a shame as being unwilling to learn. He that can have patience can have what he will. Experience keeps a dear school, but fools will learn in no other. Who is wise? He that learns from everyone. Who is powerful? He that governs his passions. Who is rich? He that is content. Who is that? Nobody. The way to see by faith is to shut the eye of reason. To lengthen thy life, lessen thy meals. The things which hurt instruct. Do good to your friends to keep them, to your enemies to win them. If you would not be forgotten, as soon as you are dead and rotten, either write things worth reading or do things worth writing. He that would live in peace and at ease must not speak all he knows or judge all he sees. What more valuable than gold? Virtue. What is more valuable than virtue? Nothing. Write injuries in dust, benefits in marble. A good conscience is a continual Christmas. Pardoning the bad is injuring the good. While we may not be able to control all that happens to us, we can control what happens inside us. Content makes poor men rich. Discontent makes rich men poor. 3 can keep a secret, if 2 of them are dead. He that is good at making excuses is seldom good for anything else. I have observed that when men are employed, they are best contented, for on the days they worked, they were good-natured and cheerful, and with the consciousness of having done a good day's work, they spent the evening joyfully. But on idle days they were mutinous and quarrelsome, finding fault with the pork, the bread, etc., and were in continual bad humor. In the conduct of my journal, I made it a rule to ask myself every morning, what good shall I do this day? And every evening, what good have I done today? This constant reflection allowed me to prioritize my duties, actions, and words in accordance with the virtues I sought to cultivate. The good education of youth has been esteemed by wise men in all ages as the surest foundation of the happiness both of private families and of commonwealths. Almost all governments have therefore made it a principal object of their attention to establish and endow with proper revenues such seminaries of learning as might supply the succeeding age with men qualified to serve the public with honor to themselves and to their country. Avoid extremes. Forbear resenting injuries so much as you think they deserve. Anger is never without a reason, but seldom with a good one. Moderate your desires so that you will never be poor. Moderate your fears so that you will never be miserable. Too much of anything is bad. Moderation ensures contentment. When I traveled, I took care to avoid all unnecessary expense that might lessen my ability to provide for a sudden call for the payment of money that I owed, or an unexpected call for charity. Remember, frugality is not only a form of self-discipline, it's an expression of freedom. It allows you to respond to needs and opportunities without dependence. Instead of cursing the darkness, light a candle. Complaining about problems and doing nothing about them only wastes energy and time. Focus on solutions rather than getting stuck in frustrations. When everyone adopts this mindset, progress becomes inevitable. When you are generous, you plant seeds of gratitude in others, and the fruit they bear often comes back to you in ways you do not expect. Give without expecting anything in return, but know that the universe often rewards those who give generously. Take criticism seriously, but not personally. If there is truth or merit in the criticism, try to learn from it. Otherwise, let it roll right off you. The pain of criticism can be used as a tool to sharpen your character. Happiness is more about disposition than circumstance. Contentment arises from being at peace with your choices and your efforts. As long as you do your best and hold to your values, you can weather any storm. I have lived, sir, a long time, and the longer I live, the more convincing proofs I see of this truth, that God governs in the affairs of men. And if a sparrow cannot fall to the ground without his notice, is it probable that an empire can rise without his aid? We must rely on providence while we persevere in our efforts. When the well is dry, we learn the worth of water. Do not wait for dire circumstances to understand the value of preparation. Be flexible in your plans and open to learning from your mistakes. He that would govern others must first master himself. Power lies not in authority over others, but in the authority over your own impulses, desires, and weaknesses.